I've been connecting with this tree on my land day after day. And when I first started connecting with it, I feel like it was kind of bringing through ominous type of messages for me. And I was wondering, and it felt like it was the tree speaking to me, but I wasn't totally sure. There was this part of me thinking, am I projecting? Am I projecting onto the tree? Is this just my own mind? And so there was this part of me that was reflexively wanting to avoid the tree altogether. It's like I didn't want to hear what it had to tell me. But I was pulled in by its pureness. A healer told me, she said, trees have consciousness. They can be great places to find resource and support. And so I listened to her. And like I said, I've been going back to this tree and connecting with him. And like the very first time I connected with him, I felt the pureness of his vibration. I felt just a very refined consciousness. So like I could feel how this tree was divine, was love. And so I kept coming back to this tree, and I've kept getting these kind of ominous messages, or these messages, they're not like super dark, they're just ominous in the sense of, I don't want to hear that. It's not what I want to hear. And so when I would go up to this tree, there would be this part that would say, there would be this part of me that would say, I don't want to go to this tree. And so I would kind of make a deal with that part of myself. I would keep saying, well, we're only going to go for a little bit. We'll only go for a little bit. And so I would go be with the tree, and I would start feeling this discordant energy arising, and I would start thinking the tree was saying things that I didn't want to hear. And I would say, okay, let's take a break. And so in this way, my connection with this tree has been a titration. My kind of bonding with this tree has been something I've been easing into because it brings up a lot. Anything with such a pure vibration, when you step into its presence and you open yourself to it, it's going to reveal to you where you're not in a pure vibration. It's going to reveal to you any discordant or unharmonious energies within yourself. And so this is why it can be a process to connect with such healing energies, and why it can be very hard to do so for a while, and why we might have resistance for what's really good for us, because we know to connect with what's really good for us, we're going to have to face our shadow. We're going to have to face pain within ourselves that's going to be brought into the light. And so I've kept coming back to this tree, and tonight, and in the past, whenever those kind of ominous messages would come through, that's when I would sort of back away, and I would habitually kind of like try to block them out and not see them and not let them come through, and just try to be like, no, that's not true. I don't want to hear that. That's got to be my own mind or whatever. But tonight, as I was sitting with the tree and it was getting really dark out, I just let myself fully open to him. And I let myself open to any voices or any messages that came through, regardless of what I thought of them or felt about them. And over, this message just kept coming through over and over. And I just kept opening into the consciousness of the tree, letting the words flow. Not being scared of the message. Not being scared of hearing things that I didn't want to hear, or that didn't suit what my ego wanted to hear, or whatever. And I just started feeling so much of the tree's consciousness emanating within me. My heart started just buzzing with love. It started just tingling with peace and this vibrancy. It was like this vibrancy was within me. Here go all the lights. Okay, let's see if we can do this again. There we go. So I was feeling the tree's pureness and high vibrational field. Just really alive within me. And in that moment when I wasn't reaching for anything and I was just letting whatever messages came through, something appeared out of seemingly nowhere. These words, "I don't have your answers." It's almost wanting a tear wants to come. And I knew immediately that was the tree. That was the tree. And I think when I initially went to this tree, I was kind of seeking something from him. I was seeking answers about something I was going back and forth on. And now that I have really heard how the tree speaks in a very true way, I can verify, like, oh yeah, okay, the tree was triggering discordant energies within me, and those energies were projecting, words onto the tree or whatever. But I really had to let those projections flow through. I had to let that discordant energy flow through without being afraid of it. I had to really be with the tree consciousness for a good amount of time, to really rest into it, to really allow. It's like I was allowing the tree to flush out my shadowy energies, you could say, or shadow voices that weren't telling me the truth. I had to be willing to just sit in that darkness, to let the tree's energies just transmute that darkness, just to let that darkness flow with no judgment, without flinching from it, without reflexively blocking away from it or pushing away from it. I had to be with it. And it was so beautiful as I did that and it was emptying out. I can just feel it now, how that tree, it's helping me to empty out of those energies that are discordant in pain, trauma, etc., fear. It was just so beautiful because there was that willingness to go through that process that the tree was able to speak so clearly to me. It's like the space finally was created for the tree to actually communicate what it wanted to say to me. And underneath that, like, I don't have your answers, there was just this simplicity to him of like, you can just enjoy being with me. I don't have anything for you. But we can enjoy each other's company. And I can feel my heart lighting up as I say that. It's like we can enjoy each other's presence. We can bond, we can connect. But the tree was like, you're the one who knows. Like, pointing me back to myself. He's like, I don't have your answers. And I knew that the whole time in its deeper sense, but it had to become revealed to me this evening for me to really see it consciously. Because something kind of deep down knew I'm probably projecting onto this tree from a place of shadow, from a place of my own darkness. But I really had to be with my darkness in the tree's presence and really open to it and just let it flow and with no judgment and just let it be and not be scared of it and not want to run from it. I had to let that happen so that the truth could reveal itself. And I think that's a great kind of metaphor for awakening in general. That's the path. Not being scared of your darkness. Not being scared of your shadowy energies, the pain, the part of you that wants to run. And when those erupt, staying relaxed, staying open, staying allowing, so a greater truth can come forward and present itself to you out of nowhere when you're not even asking for it, when you've let go of seeking it. That's when the tree could speak to me fully, when I let go of seeking anything from it. That's when it showed, like, that's when those truthful words came through. And now I feel like this deeper connection with the tree, a deeper safety, a deeper sense of, yes, this is good, which was known all along by a lot of my consciousness, but it's like those parts that were in resistance to this process of healing with earth. Those parts are now learning. A lot of those parts have been transmuted by this connection with the tree, by this connection with this sacred land I live on. This is not how I would speak before I lived here. I did not have this type of connection with trees and the land. It's like this land has pulled me in and has not let me leave, and is continuing to work on me, continuing to heal me, continuing to deepen me, continuing to empty me out of anything that's untrue. And it's such a blessing, and I guess I just wanted to share that blessing with you all, to kind of pass it on, maybe as some inspiration, to give you this knowing that the earth is alive. This same healer once told me this earth is a big healing crystal. And it takes time to open into those healing energies. But it's very worthwhile to do so. And it can really help you and support your path. So I just wanted to send this out and say I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Your donations, you booking sessions, joining the Patreon, all of those things help a lot. And I just want to say thank you for being here. It means a lot to me. Okay. Have a great night. Namaste.